talk a little bit of Jets, man, because I wanted to, because we didn't get a chance. Like I said, we didn't get a chance to talk Jets last week.
Not word.
Jets. The Jets have been making some big moves, man. The latest move they made, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it, is they acquired pass rusher Hassan Reddick from the Eagles. When they did this, I was like, "Oh, okay." So they, I know. Last year they was going for it and everything, and they put a really dope defense together. And we don't know what the Aaron Rodgers getting hurt in 4 snaps and Zach not playing great, and and then the whole shit with what's the thing with the coach? Not Joe Jogler, Robert Saleh, him getting a lot of criticism last week. But they pick up Hassan Reddick from the Eagles, phenomenal pass rusher. For what? For Joe Douglas, additional 2026 third round pick that becomes a second round pick if Reddick plays over 67.5 of his snaps. And last season, but
he also has to get, I think, 10 sacks too, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, gotta get 10. Yeah, gotta get.
Oh, okay.
Snaps this season. It has at least 10 sacks. My bad. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Dude's a baller.
Yeah,
he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? And I like it. It's an incentive laden based contract. So, they stiffen up that defense pause already, which is already a pretty stout defense. We know they secured that line. Brought those guys over from Baltimore. When it got Mike Williams, right, alongside 17 Garrett Wilson on the other side. They're talking about maybe getting Brock Bowers in the draft. Brock Bowers at tight end, even though I'm not, I was like, I was talking to one of my Jets fans, and I was like, yo, why would you get Brock Bowers? I thought, even though Usama's gone, you still got Jeremy Ruckert. I thought he was going to get a little bit, maybe develop a little bit more. But now I'm looking at Brock Bowers, phenomenal route runner, can block, kind of reminds me of Travis Kelce a little bit. So I wouldn't necessarily be mad about if they got Brock Bowers, but I do think they should at 10. They sit in 10 in the first round. If I'm them, I'm securing that old line a little bit more because the guys they did pick up are a little bit older. So listen, Stephon Diggs was traded from the Bills. That weakened the Bills a little bit. That AFC East a little bit more open. Now, I thought the Jets staying healthy. Let's put the caveat of them staying healthy. I thought with all the acquisitions they made, Joe Douglas secured that line. Phenomenal job by Joe Douglas. That was always been a knock on him. Secured that lineup, added some defensive pieces, added that next big baller, wide receiver, playmaker that they needed so desperately. I thought they probably had the AFC East anyway, barring that no injuries happen. And that's a big bar because, those guys are a little bit older and some of those guys are injury prone that they picked up. But like I said, the East gets weaker. Patriots, not really players right now. We don't even know if they're going to draft a quarterback. You're hearing a lot of noise about them trading that pick. Maybe the Giants trading up, doing some shit with the Patriots, potentially getting Drake May. Who knows? We'll talk Giants next week. But my question to you is, are the Jets now the clear favorite in the AFC East now that the Bills have been weakened and that they made all these moves?
Yeah. I think now at this point, it's all in their favor. Now, like, and this is when you go into the casino and you say, "Yo, I got 10 bands. I'm gonna put everything on green. I'm putting everything on green. This is that season. They did it last year just by acquiring Aaron Rodgers. That's really all they got, and maybe Al Lazard, Randall Cobb. Like, they didn't really get anybody. Let's keep it a buck. All they did was just acquire Aaron Rodgers. That's all. That was them putting $10,000 on green. This year, these guys fucking tripled that bet, quadrupled it, 100 times it. The O-line, this team is going to be a very fun team to watch, like you said. If they're not injured, I know Aaron Rodgers is going to be running that offense like how he runs it all. He's going to have the players at high caliber talent players at a young age who can ball, a defense that he can count on, because let's keep it a buck. He really didn't have he hasn't had a good defense in the Packers probably since maybe 3 years after Troy Polamalu. I mean, not Troy Polamalu, since that dude left. What was that dude that he used to have on the freaking on the Packers, man? Shit, one of his corners, man.
Cornerback in the Packers?
No, the cornerback was like, because Greg Jennings was getting all old and shit. But he really doesn't have that. He never really had that. The games always fell on his shoulders. He's doing Hail Marys. yo, he has a sound team. Like he can actually play like real football now. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
worry about throwing a 90-yard bullet at the end of the game to hopefully win it. Man, he can depend on
Mm-hmm.
his defense to make fucking turnovers and score touchdowns when he's not even on the court or I mean on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's gonna be the big kid thing. And I don't really think Miami has really anything for them. Yeah, they have a really sound offense. Yeah, trust me, they do. You know, they got Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and they got Raheem Mostert and Arcane, and yeah, you got Tua. Yeah, look sexy, man. But like, yo,
They
when you
soft up
can't,
the middle though, man.
yeah, when you can't stop from points accruing, and the other team can, like there's gonna be
Yeah.
some issues in that game. And that kind of did get exposed in the playoffs. So it got exposed down the line with the Miami Dolphins. Let's keep it above. And they still have the same team. They didn't really make no splashes.
Yeah.
So
Miami.
I think they definitely have to be the favorites, man. Like I'm
Yeah.
for once I'm more excited to watch the Jets than the Giants. I don't think that's crazy. I'm about to fucking jump out of a window saying that shit.
We're gonna talk a little bit of Giants next week. We talked a lot of Giants thus far in the offseason, but as of right now, it's speculation. We can get on here and say, oh, they're checking out these wide receivers in the second round, or are they talking about Drake May, or are they talking about JJ McCarthy or Malik Neighbors. We can go on and on and on. It's back and forth. We don't at the end of the day, we don't know what they're gonna do. We can only speculate. So we'll talk more about the Giants as it approaches the draft, and we have some more concrete, not everything just being theoretical. With that being said, I agree, man. What really gets me going with the Jets is, man, the two biggest acquisitions. Mike Williams, I think is just a phenomenal pickup, man. And I know he's coming off the knee injury and everything, but if he's fully healthy, that's just gonna open that offense up, man. In terms of the passing game, you know what I'm saying? I mentioned Jeremy Ruckert. Tyler Conklin is no scrub. You never know, they get Brock Bowers, that'd be great. But just players they got here now, that left tackle, Tyrone Smith, man, that's you couldn't go into the season without having that. Just couldn't do it.
I agree.
That's as a right hand quarterback, right? He's an all pro bowler. That's what you needed, for Aaron Rodgers. Now John Simpson as well. Elijah Vera Tucker's back. They said they're gonna keep him in a position, like
The right tackle, right? A right guard or something.
yeah, they're gonna keep. But they was moving him around last year. They're gonna keep him in one spot this year. You got Morgan Moses. Like that offensive line is great. And then on the defensive side, yo, Javon Kinlaw, that was a great move, right? Javon Kinlaw, obviously Quentin Williams is a baller. Hassan Reddick, CJ Mosley's back, Quentin Williams is back. Sauce is all pro corner.
That's
I mean, they have a fucking ball. They balling over there. You know what I'm saying? If they can stay healthy, they're gonna smoke shit in the AFC, man. I know Patrick Mahomes. I know what's the name? Derrick Henry to the Ravens and all that, but the Ravens lost a lot of pieces on defense. I understand that. Joe Burrow and them got a little bit weaker this year, in my opinion. Now Houston got a little. Houston got stronger. Let's be honest. Houston's a little scary. They moved up a little bit. Houston is motherfucking scary. Yeah,
bro, they scary. They got Tank Dell. They got Tank Dell already. He's coming off an injury, but still, they got Tank Dell.
Nico
they got
Collins.
CJ Stroud, Nico Collins. Yeah. Now they got Stephon Diggs. They got Joe Mixon.
They got Joe Mixon,
bro. And they went to the playoffs last year without three of those guys.
Yeah. Daniel Hunter on defense. The Nico Autry is a sound fucking defensive tackle. I mean, they got some fucking pieces, man. And barring CJ Stroud going into like a sophomore jinx or a sophomore slump, they're gonna be something to do with. And I don't foresee that because his last year it wasn't like a flash in the pan. Like he had 2 or 3 good games. He put together a consistent season where he balled out. But as far as the Jets and the AFC, man, Jets got the AFC East, in my opinion. Again, with the caveat of everybody staying healthy, like you reiterated with Miami, I think it's gonna go like this, and we're gonna see what Buffalo does in the draft. But with a wide receiver, although it's one of the positions where it's the easiest position to come in and just hit the ground running, there's still question marks when you draft a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So I think they were weakened last year. No Gabe Davis. You know what I'm saying? The offense was, they lost a couple of players on Jordan Poyer, a couple of players on defense. So I think they're weakened. You got Jets 1, in my opinion. That's how I got to run it down. Jets 1. I'm gonna go Miami 2. I'm gonna go to Bills 3, and I'm gonna go the Patriots 4 because the Patriots didn't look like in the full rebuild mode. Drunk sports talk in effect, but yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna. I can't wait to let's finish our breakfast. Let's get through these playoffs, and then we're gonna go heavy football. You know what I'm saying, in off season. You know what I mean? Because we're gearing up. Because so shout out to the Jets. Robert Saleh, you're on the hot seat, my brother, because you better get it done this year. Joe Douglas, you secured your position. You came in there, you tightened up the offensive line. You put a nice team together. Let's go. You know what I mean?
And it's horrible for the Bills just to keep it in New York, man. Like, I feel bad for Josh Allen now at this point. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised. I know he signed till 2028.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded or he becomes a free agent after 2028 and goes somewhere else because, they have no run game. They put him in a bad position thinking he was Mahomes, but he's really not because they also have to understand that their coach is also not Andy Reid. You can't put greatness with greatness and then expect butterflies every time. Football. This is why I love football so much because this is the ultimate team sport. Yeah. Because it's not just one guy who can always
that can alter the whole end of the game.
You know what I mean? It's 3 different types of squads who can fuck up. The special teams guy can mess up. The defense guy can mess up. The offensive team can mess up.
Right.
That's 40 different people.
All the cylinders got to be clicking for sure.
And with him now, he has nobody. They never had anybody running the ball. Let's keep it a buck. They never solidified. They always had run by committee. They never had a really good running team, even though I know they tried, even though the Giants used to do that back in the day, it worked for the Patriots. Josh Allen really has nobody to throw it to now. Like literally, like his savior is gone. Gabe Davis is gone. Stephon Diggs is gone. Like they're too far back to get one of the best wide receivers because one of the best wide receivers are going to be gone by probably the 10th pick. Let's keep it a buck because the Chargers are probably going to get a receiver. They lost Keenan Allen and they lost Mike Davis and lost Michael Williams.
The best wide receiver, but this is a wide receiver heavy draft though. You know what I mean? What are the Bills picking? I don't even know. I gotta look that shit. What are the Bills? I know the Jets are at 10.
I think the Bills. Yeah, the Jets are at 10. I think the Bills are like 18th or something like that.
They got a lot of options, man. You got Keon Coleman. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go that far down, but
no, they have the 28th pick, bro.
20. Listen, this draft is super deep, and I'm not even gonna sit here like I watch a lot of college football because I don't. I just go on what Mel Kiper and them say, and when I hear a name, I kind of go look it up. But you got a lot of players, man. That kid out of LSU, what's his name? Moose. What's that kid's name, man?
I'm
big on this kid, man. Moose something. I like this kid, man.
Moose Muhammad, right?
Moose. Listen, he's not projected to go high, but this kid's a baller, man. So they could pick a guy like that. There's a lot of different guys out there, man. And they could make some moves.
Yeah, but you also
are they Stephon Diggs? No, they're not. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Well, yeah, but they could. But like, we also gotta understand, man. Like, the same thing. What I was thinking about Randall, man. He's gonna be 1 year older. You gotta build through these things. You gotta build the team again. But at least the Knicks is in a better shape. Josh Allen's gonna have to work with a whole brand new team and build them up 1 year over. Like now he has to build these young guys and learn how these young guys play. This whole new wide receiver core. Granted, he could do it. He's that ill, but when you don't have ill people to throw it to, as we've seen in these past years in football, if you don't have good wide receivers with good hands, you know what I mean? Who I don't care. You can run great routes, but if you can't also you can't just run great routes. You got to run great routes and be able to catch the ball because we've seen great people who can run great routes, especially on the Giants, and they can't catch the ball. It just happens to be that way, and I feel like they're putting them in a bad position. And I wonder if this is going to make him a little bit salty down the end of the road. You know, like I understand they're taking his weapons away. I know he's just gonna play the game like how he is. You know what I mean? He's a solid dude. He's a competitor, but you know they're just putting him in a shitty situation because this team is gonna definitely not gonna be a competitor. Like if the Jets play this shit right and they draft right and they build this team right, the Jets are gonna own that division in the next couple of years. You know, it's gonna be them in Miami, and now the Bills are gonna be always back there again, which sucks.
You know, yeah, man. And the crazy thing is, I think Sean McDermott is. I think they put him in a precarious position because I think he's kind of on. I think he's going to kind of be on a hot seat, and you kind of, you know, what we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.